Hey, it's Dr. Pete here. I wanted to tell you today about how I got into chiropractic, and my story might be useful for you. So when I was a teenager, I was out of shape. So I started lifting weights and I really loved that. And I got into reading the bodybuilding magazines, Flex and Muscle and Fitness. But there were a few authors, one of them was actually Mike Mentzer, that talked about the importance of the nerve system. We're gonna come back to that. But that really made sense to me because this was someone that was pointing out the system that controls the ability to lift weights and build muscle. In my last year of high school, we had a guest speaker come in who was a chiropractor. Now, I didn't know anything about chiropractic. I don't think I'd even heard the word chiropractor. One of the first things out of his mouth was that chiropractic, the profession of chiropractic, was built on restoring and optimizing function of the nerve system. So that really was a light bulb moment for me. And I wanted to learn about chiropractic, and guess what? I did. So the nerve system, which is the brain, spinal cord, and nerves, that's really the master system or the starting point for everything that we want to do as human beings, whether it be lift a barbell or throw a football or sleep well or have a good functioning immune system. All of that is controlled by the nerve system. So when we think about health, improving our health or maintaining our health, we have to keep in mind the function of our nerve system. We actually want to optimize it. Most people's nerve systems are not functioning really well. I'm going to explain to you why that is. Our nerve system effectively has two halves to it. We have the messages or signals going from the brain to the body. That's called the efferent side. And we have the messages from the body going back to the brain, and that's called the afference side. And signals from body to brain are called afference. Now, when people think of nerves, we often think of the efferent side. So, the brain sends a signal to the pec to do the bench press. And of course, that is very important for strength, for performance. But one of the most important things for optimizing performance is making sure the afferent side is working properly. Now, the nerve endings that are communicating to the brain, they're in our joints and our muscles and our organs and our soft tissues. And that information is critical for the brain to properly be able to control your body, not just for sports and athletics, but for life. Now, think about this. If we lose afference due to, let's say, a joint in the body or part of the spine not working well, the brain can't properly control that part. So now to illustrate the importance of afference, if you've ever had freezing done at the dentist when you're getting a cavity filled, you'll notice that the sensation from the teeth and the jaw is deadened. So basically what they've done there is they've numbed or anesthetized those nerves. But the efference, the brain can still communicate to the muscles around the jaw. But how well can you move your jaw when you've had freezing? You slur your speech, if you drink something, it goes all over you, you can't chew. That's because the afference has been cut out. So the primary job of our nerve system is to adapt us to our environment. Think about an example. If you go outside on a hot day, your brain is going to sense that your temperature might start to increase, and it is going to, through the nerves, make changes in your body to allow your temperature to be maintained so that you don't overheat. What are those changes for that specific instance? It may increase blood flow to your extremities. It may signal the glands in your skin to begin to excrete water, sweating, all with the goal of keeping your body temperature normal and keeping you alive. So that's an obvious example, but I want you to start to think about how important your nervous system is and how every day it's working to keep you alive and functioning well. So how can we lose afference or signals from body to brain? Well, let's talk about some examples. Let's say you have injured your shoulder or your hip. You lost the ranges of motion of that part of the body. Now you're going to do a squat or a bench press. Your brain can't properly see the tissues and the positioning of your hip or your shoulder. So it is not going to necessarily put 100% force output through the efferent side when you're going to do a max bench press or a max squat because it lacks the information to safely do that. So one of the things we want to do in health and in general, and this is not just even a chiropractic thing, but a general health thing, is we want to maximize, optimize, correct, restore your body's afference to normal, because lack of afference just isn't involved in things like weight training and speed. It has to do with things that regular people do every day. So for instance, if the joints in our upper neck start to get seized up due to stress or sitting at a desk all day, we lose afference, those muscles will get tight reflexively, and you can get headaches or migraines. One of the reasons I love working with athletes is they tend to already have a good deal of bodily awareness. And one of the challenges working with people who don't work out or haven't played sports is we actually have to teach them how to feel their body so they can sense really what's going on. And that's often very much the first step in order to get people out of pain from things like back pain and headaches and more. Now, a big part of the nerve system runs through your spine. And in the spine are many, many nerve endings that are relaying information to the brain so your brain can properly control your body. If we lose movement of the spine or alignment of the spine through things like stress, poor posture, or injury, the spine can begin to deteriorate. And there's a predictable sequence of events that happens, and this has been studied in animal models. There are early changes, things like inflammation. As that's allowed to exist, later changes will happen: calcification, scar tissue, bone spurs, things that we would refer to as arthritis, degenerative disc disease, and degenerative joint disease. Now, degenerative changes to spine or other joints are really an end-stage process. That's when you've been having a problem for a long time. Patients will often come to me and say, "Dr. Pete, I've had this back pain for around 6 months." When we examine them, when we x-ray them, we find out that this problem has been growing inside them for a number of years. They're just feeling it more now as their function deteriorates. Remember, your nerve system, its job is to adapt you. So in the early stages of dysfunction, your nerve system, which is brilliant, is going to find workarounds to keep you going. So when new people come in, we do a really thorough assessment to get an idea of how well their body is communicating afference to their brain. And we want to restore that so that they can then in turn have 100% efference, which basically is performance, or your brain's ability to control your body. So how does chiropractic play into this? Now, from a performance standpoint, one of the things I love about chiropractic is that we have this tool called an adjustment. There's really nothing like an adjustment anywhere else in healthcare because of how it can impact the nervous system immediately and in a very profound way. What the research tells us is that an adjustment provides a very significant dose of afference or proprioception to the spinal cord and brain, which essentially wakes up the brain, and we can get immediate changes in things like coordination, strength, and movement capacity. So one of the ways you can think about an adjustment is it's something that wakes up your brain and nerve system and gets you ready for what you're about to do. Now that's different than thinking about chiropractic or spinal or extremity adjustments for conditions. In other words, is an adjustment good for back pain or for headaches? It's a general thing that we can do to optimize the function of our body. Now, some people have accused chiropractors of thinking that they can cure everything or fix everything with an adjustment. Guilty. Just kidding. Think of it this way. One of the things that I do every day is I have a double espresso in the morning. Now that's something that, yes, I am addicted to, but it's a net positive. It gives me a little boost to my brain, to my body, that gets me ready for what I'm about to do in my day, whether that be go to the gym or come into the office and see patients. That's one way you can think of a chiropractic adjustment. It's going to get you ready for the thing you're about to do next. It's going to get your nervous system ready. Even to have a good sleep, there are neurological and biochemical changes that happen after an adjustment that can allow you to do things like sleep better and breathe better. We want to restore the cycle of information from body to brain so that the brain can better control the body. And that is the power of an adjustment. I'm telling you right now, if there was a drug or a supplement that could do what an adjustment does in 1 second, the fitness and health influencers would be all over it. It's all you'd be hearing about. Everybody would be trying to promote it and sell it. So what my patients love about chiropractic and what I love about chiropractic is how everything is just a little bit easier after getting adjusted. I notice even things like driving a car or doing daily tasks are just smoother. My body moves easier. I'm more comfortable in my body. I sleep better. And these are all the things you can expect if you're getting chiropractic care regularly. So my passion is to get this information to you so you can benefit from chiropractic care, specifically adjustments, to have a better life and better performance. One of the things I've noticed in my years as a chiropractor is that many people are not benefiting because they have some misconception about chiropractic care, how it works, how it might not be good for you. And the purpose of these videos is to get the accurate information out to you so you can have a better life like I'm experiencing and like my patients are. Thanks for watching this video. We're gonna have more great content coming your way soon. Please be sure to like, subscribe. Please ask any questions in the comments. I would love to answer them, and we will see you on the next video. Are you ready for some afference? Why are you laughing? Good, because I'm gonna provide you some. Your brain some, technically, specifically. Drop, chin up. Speed is of the essence. Hello, nerve system. Drop shoulder. Power's on. Afference is flowing. Brain to body. Thanks for coming. You're gonna be famous.
I will be famous.
You will. This video is going to 1 million. Oh, he's recording us. 1 million views right here. 1 million views.
I can see it now.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it.